All right, welcome back. Brown versus Board of Education. All right, our context for this case we're looking at is the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause, as well as other constitutional provisions have often been used to support the advancement of equality. All right, so this is a very famous case. Hopefully we are already somewhat familiar with it. Facts of the case is that black students in several states, not just Kansas, were denied admittance to certain public schools based on their race. So that was the reason for their denial, is their race. The issue: does the segregation of public education based solely on race violate the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause? The holding is that racial segregation of public schools is unconstitutional. So this overturns Plessy versus Ferguson, which had ruled in favor of separate but equal, had allowed segregation to take place. It now says that that is unconstitutional. I have a feeling that's what the next slide will say too. Okay, it didn't. Impact. The impact of this case is that it required the desegregation of public schools. This happened very, very slowly and is actually a really good example of how the Supreme Court relies on other areas of government to enforce their decisions, but they ruled that schools must desegregate. All right, the constitutional principle used to support this decision was that racially segregated schools allowed by the separate but equal principle established in Plessy versus Ferguson in 1896 are inherently unequal, violating the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. So by definition, when you make a whites-only school and a blacks-only school, those schools will be inherently unequal. All right, so when we look at the majority opinion, here it says that we conclude that in the area of public education, separate but equal has no place. Separate educational facilities are inherently unequal. Therefore, they have been deprived of equal protection of the laws guaranteed by the 14th Amendment. So essentially, it is obvious that by having separate but equal, it is unequal, which definitely means, by definition, the 14th Amendment has been violated. There was no dissenting opinion for this case. There was a sequel to that case, Brown versus Board Part 2, where they go on to call for the desegregation to take place with all deliberate speed. But for now, that's where this case stands. So, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button for me. Enjoy these images. Until next time, this has been a LaMoney Production.